Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. Today is Valentine's Day and so I'm not doing a live because I'm not going to be home in time. And so what I'm doing is I'm pre-recording a video and I will put it both on my Facebook page and on my YouTube so that you can see it in both spots. And I'm going to do an unboxing of one of the kits. Now these kits are not in the annual catalogue or anything. You can find them in the demonstrator shops, so in the Stampin Up store. And my store is craftsbythebow.stampinup.net. So if you went there, you could find the kits. It's called A Million Thanks. Number is 159444 and it's $29 and it's a card kit. Now I purchased this for my January fundraiser. And I was fundraising for my brother-in-law who has prostate cancer, and he was doing a run for January, and he was running a certain number of miles every day to try and raise money for prostate cancer. And I gave all of my commission for that month over to him. And I'm going to make the kits for those people who actually bought kits from me in that month. So I'm going to use the cards for that. Let's have a look. It's in a box the same size as a paper pumpkin box. All of our kits come in this box. The paper pumpkin boxes are orange, usually, like an orangey red. But these ones always come in their brown boxes. And inside is everything that you need. They give you the adhesive, the stamps, the stamp pad. What is this one? Evening Evergreen. Okay, now I save my little Stampin' Spot inks and I sometimes give them to customers who don't have many inks, or I'll pop them in little bags as a thank you. So I won't open mine, I'll get my main ink out for that. And then you get as well a stamping block. But I like the slightly thicker stamping blocks, so I'm going to use my own. But these ones are perfectly good, just difficult for me with my arthritis in my thumb. I find it trickier just to hold these with them being a little thinner. I like our thicker blocks because they have got this like beveled edge and my thumb sits in those just a little bit easier. So let's, oh, that was a big noise, sorry. Okay, now let's take this out and have a look. As you can tell, I haven't opened it, I haven't looked at it, and it's the first time that I've actually seen the kit. What's in here? Looks like some embellishments. Yep, some little gems as they look black. Oh, mini dimensionals. And then glue dots. And these are the same kind of glue dots that we get in paper pumpkin. And they're a little bit smaller than the ones we get on the roll. And what you do with them is you take them off, pop them onto your project, and then this piece on the top is a little piece of paper. And you just take that off as well. So then it makes a double-sided adhesive dot. I don't tend to use those. I tend to use my glue dots. Okay, now here are our envelopes. Are they all the same? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've all got the same colour on the inside. Sometimes these kits and paper pumpkins as well, you'll maybe get 3 of one design, 3 of another, and 3 of a different colour or something. But they're all the same. That makes it easy for me. And then our card bases. We have 3, oh, it looks like it's embossed with clear embossing. And it's handmade dots. A bit like the stamp, that background stamp that's in the new mini catalogue. And they're on Evening Evergreen. So there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3 of those. 3 in the pink. And I'm not quite sure which of the pinks it is. We'll have a look in a minute. But again, it's got that embossed texture on there. And then let's move those. Oh, this is pretty. 3 with an embossed leaf, like a hanging vine. And then these are all the other little pieces that we need, pieces to stamp on. decorations, more labels to stamp on, more labels to stamp on. A piece of card, which is a really nice thick, like a card chip, sort of like a chipboard. And I use these for journals. So I save those. And then our instructions, and it should say on the back what the colours are. Basic black, blushing bride is the pink, crumb cake, evening evergreen, mossy meadow, pale papaya and pear pizzazz. So lots of greens in this one. And I'm just going to make one of each. And whenever I buy a kit like this, I tend to make one of everything how it should be, and then I'll start and embellish or add other ones. The only one that I didn't change at all was the cozy and bright one at Christmas. I just loved how that was. Okay, so the sentiments say a million thanks, seriously grateful for you. All I can say is thanks and thank you. And you can probably choose whichever one you want to use. You can swap, change which of the sentiments you put on and what you write. So the thank you fits on there, but let's see. All I can say is thanks fits on there. Seriously grateful for you would just fit. And a million thanks would fit across the middle. So you can change them if you want to. Let's find the first one. I think at the moment this is my favourite. So there's always like a little key to what the shapes and the colours mean in here. And you'll see this kind of a little shape is a dimensional. The little dots on here are our embellishments, our little black ones. Whoops. Let's just move that. One just fell off. I think it was because I just bent the card over. So that would be those. They usually have one for like a glue dot as well. That's a tiny black dot there, look. That means a glue dot. Okay, so these probably mean glue dots, and these are a bit bigger for the embellishments. They are, look, because they don't fit on a flower. So this little dot is a glue dot. The bigger dot is an embellishment. Okay, let's pop that over there. And it's asking us to do the stamping first. So let's find this. I'm going to just pop the thank you on. And they're photopolymer, which means you can see through them really easily. But you do need a little bit of cushioning when you stamp with them. And because this is new, I don't want to bend it out of shape straight away. I'm going to pop it on my block and then just rub your finger over it. And that sort of conditions the block. Make sure there's no residue left on it from manufacturing or anything. Makes it nice. Okay, and I'm going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat because I've only got a couple of pages left of my book on here. And so there's not much cushioning on here. When it's a full new pad, there's lots of cushioning in there. But at the moment, because I've only got a few sheets left, it's a little bit thin. Okay, so we need this shape, and I find it easier to leave these in situ. I don't take them all out to stamp. Let me just get the ink, excuse me. Okay, so evening evergreen. Oh. You can tell my arthritis is bad at the moment. It takes me a minute or two to open these ink pads. Okay. And you can try, stamp it first, check it's working everywhere. I'm just going to go for it. Let's straighten this up. And I'm actually going to do the second one down just because that's nearer to my eye level. Might be a little bit high, I'm not sure. Oh, not a little bit high, but I've got a tiny little halo on there. I'm just going to do another one. Not press quite so hard. Now, if you wanted, you could put like one of the little one of the little embellishments over. You could go over that with a little white marker, like a little white gel pen, if it bothered you. Okay, I'm using this one. When you press these out, and you've probably heard me say lots of times, but when you press these out, you sometimes get little burrs of paper on the edges like this. I always just trim them off because I don't want to see that. But I know other people just leave them on. Some people will go over them sort of with their nail just to get rid of them, and some people just leave them. There we go. So that's that one. And it says on the back, put 2 dimensionals. Okay, so we'll take these little ones off. I love these little baby dimensionals. You can buy these in the store as well. We tend to mainly use the bigger ones and cut them down, but really it's probably more economical to buy the smaller ones. Okay, so that one's ready. Let's move that out of the way because I'm not stamping anymore at the moment. So now I need these images. So it looks like these two, looks like a little fried egg there, doesn't it? But it's going to be these two. Oh, and I've got 2 sheets of it there. I don't want 2 sheets. So these little oranges are lemons. And then these 3 limes, 4 limes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might as well turn them all over because we're going to put a dimensional on the back. And then 3 little flowers, and they're the little pink ones. I'm checking on here because there are other flowers, but they're the 3 little pink ones. And there are 4 on the picture. Let me see, do I get all the same size? Yes, I do. Sometimes you just need to look at the picture as well, the finished picture. Okay. And then a dimensional on the back of everything except the flowers which have a glue dot. Okay. The thing I love about these kits is everything is prepped for you. Some of the kits you don't even have to stamp. Some have got, you know, pre-printed sayings in there. But I love that everything's done. And if I want to do a quick class or anything, I always choose a kit. I've ordered a really pretty kit actually. One of the new ones is a wreath with a chipboard circle, and looks really nice in the new store. So I'm going to get that one. It might be a nice one to do in a group, and then have a group of ladies over and a little craft night. And if everybody's got their own set, you don't have to worry about having ink for everybody and cutting and prepping. It's just, you can sit and enjoy it just as much as everybody else then. Okay, we will also need 3 of the little embellishments. Let's find the card base. Fold it over. Let's just make sure it's nice and flat. Let's pop that there. So we've got that this way up, and I'm going to put the sentiment on first because that's what they did here. So let's put this one on first, and it doesn't matter too much how you line it up. And I'm looking at the picture that they've got there and just going underneath that second set of leaves. Like, oh, make sure it's straight. Okay, and then next we're going to take all these little pieces and just pop them in. So let's take these backings off and take them all off while we're here. And although I won't see you this evening, which is Valentine's, I hope you're having a lovely day and you're being thoroughly spoiled. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to tuck it into there. And then it's got a little lime over the top. So let's press it in. And because we left those dimensionals in the middle on the back here, it means you've got lots of room just to pop these in. I won't put the flower on yet. I'm going to put all all the fruits on first. Pop that one under here. Oh, this is so easy to put together. I know one of my friends, she buys these kind of kits to do with her granddaughter. So when her granddaughter comes over to visit, she will always have a kit or a paper pumpkin and they sit and craft together. I think that's really nice family time. Okay, now let's get these. So one goes over here. And that one looks like it's sort of on top of that green one. So I'm going to, oops, pop it on the top. Let's lift that up a tiny weeny bit. There we go. Oh, stayed sticking on my pokey tool. There we go. And then this one goes over here. And then let's get the little embellishments. So we need 3. 1, 2, 3. They're all the same size, so we don't have to worry about finding a large one, 2 smalls or anything. They're all just going to fit on here. So 1. One over here. And another one over here. Very pretty and so easy. Wasn't that quick and easy to put together? Well, I like that one. Okay, let's have a look at number 2. Oh, number 2 is my favourite. I'm going to do that one last. I'm going to do number 3. Just because I want to do my favourite last. Okay. I'll get rid of these little pieces. And let's find which stamp we need. Seriously grateful for you. And we need the labels that have the flowers. And we only have 9 cards, but you can see we've got 5 of each of the labels. So that's what I was saying about being able to mix and match the stamps. You can also mix and match the labels. Now let's have a look at this one. Let's find the Seriously Grateful for You and pop that one on. That's this larger one. Always nice to have some large sentiments, because if they don't fit on the front of your card, they will often fit on the inside. Pop this down. I'm gonna just move my block round. I never have my block square onto the sentiment because I find that I don't always get it straight if I do that. And I'm so busy looking at these edges and the edge of the card or the edge of the label that it doesn't always work for me. Okay, let's find that piercing mat. And which way around does this go? Oh, so it has the 2 flowers at the bottom and the 1 at the top. And it looks like the font and the sentiment will go through the printed flower. Yeah, let's have a look. Yep, that looks like it's all inked up. And all we need to do is make sure it's straight. Hold that on for a second or 2. Oh, nice. Isn't that a pretty font? Very nice. I like the 2 different fonts together, but I do like this cursive one. Okay. Right, let's take that out. And again, I would probably go around this with my scissors just because it has tiny, tiny little bits where it was joined. The others went down just with my finger. Okay, we can pop that one away. And we need the Blushing Bride base. Let's fold that in half. And right, so we need this large zigzag shape. It's here. Let's press that one out. It almost looks like a ribbon. Like sort of a stitched ribbon. Just going to go over the top. Just to put those little paper bears down. They're just tiny on this. Okay. And we need 4 little glue dots. sometimes the pieces in these kind of kits, there will be adhesive on the back as well. So you don't always even need adhesive extra because it's already included. Right, now let's just see. So we've got this one, landscape, and they've gone down 1, 2, 3, and the fourth square. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the fourth. Oh, is it the same at both sides? I think so. Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. Let me just look at that side. Oh yeah, it's longer. And you see this top piece here is longer at the left than here, whereas this way it's shorter. So I think I need it that way where it's longer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop it on an angle. Right, and then let's find our sentiment, and it needs to be on 3 little dimensionals. And the dimensionals are in the middle again. 1, 2, 3. Take these backings off. And then this just lays over the top. Oh, this is a really quick and easy card. And let me just see. I just want to make sure it's straight. There we go. Didn't have it quite straight first. And then let's find the little embellishments. So 1, 2, 3. It's in a little square box there. And then this one, whoops, stuck on my finger. It doesn't want to come off. It's quite sticky. Okay. And a third one down here. Okay, that's very pretty. I thought it might be a little bit too plain just looking at the picture, but no, that's really pretty. If you wanted to jazz it up a little bit, this would look nice. You know the Petal Park cards that I was making? You could punch out some extra little flowers and pop them round. But that's really pretty. Okay, now my favourite looking one is this heart one. Let's find the pieces we need for this. So we've got the backing. Let's do the stamping. So it says 1,000,000 thanks. Let's, where are my stamps? Here they go. So 1,000,000 thanks. That's this one. And I'm going to put it on one of my longer blocks this time. I'll pop that down. Make sure I'm not stretching it at all. Put my block on a little angle. Just go over it with my thumb. Make sure there's nothing on it. Okay. And then let's find our evening evergreen ink. Yep. And this one needs the longer labels. And the L's fit exactly between, so I just have to be careful that I've got it in the middle, not too high, not too low. There we go. See how the one at the left fits right to the top and the one at the right, the bottom of it fits right at the bottom. So I just have to be careful there that I could make sure it was properly centered. Let's take this out. Okay, I've got just a little piece there, not much. And on the back of that, what do we need? What is it showing us? Not showing us anything. Okay, so I'll come back to it in a minute. Was there another page? No, no. I'll come back to it. I'm thinking it's probably glue dots, But let's see what we think at the end. All right, there's our card base in the evening evergreen. And then we need the big heart. So we'll just pop this one out. Rub around these ones because these are just tiny. That one's a little bit bigger there. I'm just going to chop that one. There we go. Okay, and it needs 3 dimensionals. One here, one here, one here. And I'm not putting them too near the edge. There we go. And then we need the green piece that looks a bit like a candy wrapped up. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I would like this as a die. You could do a lot with that. And put a circle with a sentiment on. Okay. And this is glue dots. Oh, they seem to have 3 on the leaves and 2 in the middle. Now sometimes these dots can be bigger than the ones that come in the kit, and so you just have to be a bit careful that they don't sort of protrude past. So when you look at this one, it's going past the green. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to poke it in a little bit like that. And I'm actually going to put them on with my pokey tool as well, just so that I can see where they are and how much I have to roll them in. So one over here. There we go, one over there. And then let's find a bigger space over this side. Let's put it on this top one. Whoops. With my finger there. 2 on the back. On that big circle. So 1. 2. And then 3 on the leaves again. I'm just going to move it in a little bit so that it doesn't stick out and catch on anything in the card. We don't want it to stick on the envelope or anything. So if I just roll it in a tiny bit, I know it'll just fit. Pop one there. Okay. Right. Let's see. Pop these 2 bits. Oh, no, I need to do some flowers first. Oh, well, let's pop this one on. Now, the leaves go down. I don't know if it's any different. Let's see. It is. So this goes this way, look, because you've got the heart leaf here, then that long, thin leaf, and then another heart leaf. And it's a landscape one. So I'm going to pop it down. Sort of looks just under the centre. Okay, take the backings off for this one. This would make a nice little anniversary card too, or a birthday card. It's too late to make it into a Valentine's card, but yeah, you could certainly put different sentiments on. Okay, right, let's get some flowers. So I need the 3 blue ones. Oops, I don't want that one. 3 blue ones. 1, 2, 3. The 2 little orangey lemon ones. 2 of those, and then these 2 large ones. Now, do you remember we had 1 left of these when we did the first card? I'm wondering if I've missed putting it somewhere. 1, 2, 3. It's not on here. It's not on here, so that's a spare one. Ooh, I could always put it onto this one because it's going to be the same colour. Have a little look. You certainly could, couldn't you? Could pop it on one of these, even with one of these little embellishments on as well. Okay. Right, so these are all dimensionals on the back of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oopsie, 5. These ones as well, yeah, right in the middle. 6, 7, that one's not very in the middle, Diane. Oh well, never mind, it will be fine. Okay. Let's take these backings off. That's the sound of concentrating. Oh. Isn't that a pleasing noise though when you take the backing off a dimensional? I love that noise. Like a little pop. Right, so the blue ones, oh, they go over. Oh, okay. So that makes them easy to line up, doesn't it? They just go over the printed ones. Nice. Stampin' Up do make really pretty card kits. Makes it really easy. I love the paper pumpkin every month because it's the same kind of thing. You just follow the instructions, they've prepped everything, and I don't have to think too much, and I can make something stunning. And you can always change the designs a little bit, you can move things around, add pieces. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? With that little 3D effect on there. Okay, what's next? So 2 of the little embellishments. Where did I pop those? There they are. So 2 of those. 1 on the bottom of this orangey flower. And where does this one go? On this pinky one. And then this is going to go over the top. Now I'm thinking I will put glue dots on because I've already got 2 sets of dimensionals on here. Oh, and then it covers them over. I can't see them if I put that right down there like it shows. So that's not good. I don't want those covered over. I'm going to lift them up. I'm going to put them on the top of the flower. I want to be able to see those. Oops. There we go. And then, oh, do you know what? They're not embellishments. They're glue dots. They're glue dots there. I thought it was strange to have them covered up, but they're glue dots, and then the sentiment sticks onto the glue dots. Oh, Diane, you silly thing. Right, let's see. So we need a glue dot down here. And we need a glue dot over here. Oh, the joys of crafting for the first time. See, so now you know I've never made this before. Else I would have known that little trick. Right, and then this is going to go over here. So you can see just the top of those flowers. And let me see, I've got lots of those little embellishments left. Do they have any on here? I don't think they do, but you could certainly put some on, couldn't you? You could pop a few on, because there's lots and lots. No, you could put them in the middle of one of your flowers. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to, whoops, put them in the middle. I think it sets them off when you can see the middles of the flowers there. You could put another one on here, you could put it down. Let me just see. I I'm actually just going to put it on here. And then if you didn't have enough of the black ones and you wanted black ones, you could use something like the basic pearls and colour them with a blend or a Stampin' Right marker. Excuse me. Or you could use even a different a different embellishment altogether, whatever you've got. Okay. Well, let's find all three. Oh, we don't need the instructions again. So there we are. What a pretty little set. Let's just push that one down a little bit more. There we go. What a nice kit. Now we'll be sending these to the people who bought a kit from me, especially for that fundraiser that I did in January. Oh. So 3 of each and the matching envelopes. Thank you so much for joining me on what I know is a really busy night. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I'll see you all again really soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.